welcome back to the Jamie O and Mason Ho show. We're here with Makua Rothman. What's up, my man?
Nothing much, brothers. It's great to be here with you folks today.
You too, Koo Dog.
Yeah, dude. A lot of childhood memories with Makua. My favorite person to surf with, because when I surf with Makua in the lineup, people just start respecting their elders, and it is my favorite thing, Makua.
Oh man, yeah, it's a trip to become an elder. But yeah, it's a special place out there, and I haven't been around for a little while, so I guess I'm gonna come in. Everybody had their times. My time again now.
God, no, it's nuts. Like, we'll be out there and like, I'm like, oh, I want to say things and like tell people to get out of the way. And then Makua paddle out. He's like, oh, you mother, get out of here. Move. And then no one moves. He goes, but I said move. And they just go, whoosh. They're just all out of the way. I'm like, oh, that was sick.
I just tap into my inner brosis and part the shred sea.
Oh, dude, they like split right out. They're gone.
Right.
No, once upon a time you had to fight for that spot, and it's a trip to see the lineup nowadays. It's a trip to see how much the lineup has changed, the people have changed. But I think it's changed in a good way as well, because not as much violence. A lot of the times it was very violent, very hostile.
Is that a good thing?
No.
In a certain time period, I guess it was needed.
Yeah.
And I think that moving forward, a lot of the people that were a part of that really didn't succeed. They got a lot of good waves, but in the bigger picture, nobody really wanted anything to do with them.
Yeah.
The sponsors would throw some money at them because they wanted a protection, but
yeah, like protection, like what? Like they would throw them money, and make sure all their team riders are okay, and one guy would watch over like a certain team.
Yeah, it seemed like it was more a pawn in a chess game, and it was really created. I think that lifestyle, that pecking order, because once upon a time people came and just took advantage of the local kids, the local places, and nobody showed respect. So, respect was earned. It wasn't just because you were whoever you were from Timbuktu.
Yeah.
You're just going to come over here and take the waves. They're like, nah, dog, you guys took enough around here. You know what I mean? This is ours. And they fought for it. I mean, anything anybody's ever gotten, I think, in the history of mankind has been taken. Not too many things just get given to you. It's not like, oh yeah, here, have all these waves, or, here, you can have this country, no problems. Like, nah, I don't think it worked that way. But there's a conscious shift going forward. There's a consciousness of being better.
Yeah.
And there's a better way of doing things, and a more respectable way for yourself, not even for the waves or pecking order. It's how can you go out there and be the most respectable, most respected person and not have to hurt someone else for it?
Yeah.
That's why nowadays you part the seas without saying anything. It's really
he paddles through the lineup round. Everyone's all
paddle out, and it's all, you're all just quiet, still
nowadays
smiling,
it's like, hey uncle,
shocking.
how's it going, uncle? I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
you're like shocking, but everyone knows already. You're just throwing shakas, but everyone's like,
it's just,
just get out of his way.
We got our spots out there. We did fight for them, and we did, earn them by not just that, but like you're surfing. I mean, there was little things here and there, but your surfing does the talking. I don't care how good you're going to fight. You should go to the MMA ring.
Yeah.
Maybe make some money out of it instead of go to jail. You know what I mean? It's like things people should think about. Like if you get the best waves and you're out there charging and getting barreled, there's no reason you're not going to get a place at the top, because you deserve it and you earned it in a good way, in a respectable way, in the way that I think it should be earned.
I always felt like when Makua would paddle out to the lineup, like he was like a very highly respectable surfer, and you knew if you were in Makua's way, he'd probably kick your ass and then shake your hand.
That's some old school shit. Right there.
He's old school. Makua is old school because his dad's old school.
Yeah, well, a lot of the times that was due to me not respecting myself and not having the intelligence or the ability to know that there was a different way. And when you grow up, and just like a lot of people, And I think everybody's intent in life is to be better. You want to be better in a certain way. But when your role models are drug dealers, killers, pimps, extortioners, mafiosos, I mean, all these things, what is better? What is the intent of getting better? Big stack of cash, fat gold chain, chicks everywhere, lifted truck, a yard full of chickens. You know, there's all kinds of things that, and then when you get these things, you think you're moving up the social ladder in the environment that you were bred in. You know, a lot of these kids in the inner cities, that's being better to them. All they want to do is level up. But when they're taught and they're shown that this is the way and this is what life is, it's kind of hard to blame them until they're shown another way or something happens so bad that they have to make a change.
Yeah.
And for me, that was my life. I didn't choose to be in that situation. I had to take over this spot, and there was this king and I was the prince, and I was kind of expected to act a certain way.
You had big shoes to fill on the North Shore.
I really didn't have any shoes to fill, but that's what the narrative was.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, but now that I'm older and I understand what's going on,
yeah,
I'm me. I can do what I want to do. I don't have to do what someone thinks I should do or where I should be, or I should go pound this guy. Or, you know, when I was younger, it's funny, you know, oh, everybody's older. Oh, he's under 18, so he'll do it. He can't get in trouble. I'm like, oh, great, here we go again.
No, I remember, bro.
Right on.
Can you bring him
sick.
like closer,
Makua?
Bro,
Geniuses over there.
Bro, the craziest thing, I remember like someone would drop in on Makua, and then they would exchange some words, and then next thing you know, there was a fight in this backyard, and then the other people would come, and then they would watch it, and they would beef, and they'd be done, and they'd be friends. I just never wanted to be in that backyard with Makua.
Yeah, well, those ones were good because the people actually wanted to fight. Like a lot of the times, a lot of the fights at Pipe and stuff, yeah, guys were dropping in, but guys were just getting straight pounded.
Yeah.
It was like, you want to scrap? I want to scrap. Let's go. A lot of the times, guys are just getting dirty lickings just cuz. And I
saw them all.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. There was a lot that guys wanted for beef, and it was on. And I really think that, it's looking back now, you know, I have kids.
Yep.
And I don't want to go to jail. I think I might be one of the only one of my group that hasn't done real time in prison. I think sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You know, they were good at doing bad things, but probably not that good because they weren't doing something wrong right. They always ended up in jail, and somehow I was just blessed to stay out of there. You know, we'd go surf, pipe, get barreled, come in, sell 100 pounds of weed. And it was like no big thing.
Yeah.
It's just what it was. Like, how do you think the surf industry was started? Quicksilver and all these companies, most of them were started with dope money.
Yep.
I mean, there's not very many of them that weren't.
Yeah.
And
that's how they had no money, bro. They had no other way.
Like,
we're officially the gnarliest podcast in history, bro.
Well, if we're gonna do a podcast, we might as well do a
Cool,
good one.
Knuckles, that was a legendary line.
It's real. It's real.
You know, cool. I got a good wave at Pipeline. Cool, but what'd you do after? You know what I mean? Like,
you know, it's nuts, bro. Like a couple of summers, I was cruising in Makua, bro. He took me to my first chicken fight game. He was freaking rolling around in a freaking Mercedes 500, bro. Like this guy he had all the chicken coops in the backyard, the big gold chain, all the nuts friends. Like I was like, oh, Makua, but it was always cool for me.
Strapping by morning.
Yeah, he's just doing huge freaking laybacks and freaking big barrels, bro.
Where's the surf industry money too, bro? Give me everything.
He wanted it all, yeah.
And the derby. Where's the derbies?
You know, a lot of that caught up to me personally. You know, at one point it was partying, and it was good to see guys like you that we grew up with. I mean, I grew up living under Mason's house when my mom and dad were apart. I used to live downstairs of Uncle Mike's house, in one of those bottom rooms where Kainalu lives.
Yeah.
And,
Mom tells me cool stories about.
Yeah, Mason used to wear like a double X shirt.
Yeah.
When he was young, he never wore clothes that fit him. It was always like the
take that shirt,
baggiest clothes. And so I lived down there, and you know, in the beginning, you know, my dad was in jail. He was a $6 million man. I guess allegedly, you know, his bail was $5 million. And he just said, why don't you raise it another million so I could have the highest bail? You know, so
they did?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And, you know, like me growing up, it was, you know, my first interaction when I could kind of think as a 4-year-old or whatever it was the cops coming in and blowing our door off and pounding taking my dad and all these cops and ragdolling me and my mom. And, you know, I had this, from the beginning, I was set up to fail. They, you know, came and got my dad. And from them, I had hate in my heart for police. So everything I thought I was doing was right, you know, and excuse my language, but it was always fuck them. And at this time, it was NWA, it was the rap scene, it was, you know, in the 90s, the early 90s, the late 80s, it was, you know, that was the social norm coming from a kid in my shoes. And your dad's the king of the streets where you come from, and, you know, and like we talked about earlier, all those things, but it wasn't really that funny. You know, it wasn't something I laughed about. It's something that gave me PTSD. It was something that drove me into drugs and alcohol, and thinking I was masking all of that stuff by using substances, and it really caught up to me in life. And it was funny while it was funny. It was cool while it was cool. And then, you know, slowly by slowly, that subconscious mind and those things and the traumas I went through watching my dad, them, you know, guys at the end of the street pounding on Uncle Kavika's truck, they duct tape him, hang him up on the tree like Rocky, and they're just pounding this guy's duct taped up, and the cops show up, and I'm tripping because I think they're going to take my dad away forever. And the cop opens the door, and my dad, you know, don't take the tape off his mouth. The guy takes the tape off, tries to like bite the cop. The cop's like, duct tape this fucker again, and duct tape his mouth. Open the door, and I see him throw him from one side to the other. Boom! Like almost out the other side of the car. Shut the door, cops, oh, right on by, you know, thank you. Okay, I go, and I'm just like, oh.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts, and it was frightening. My whole life I was scared. I didn't know when they were coming back. I didn't know who was coming to just blow us away one day. And it was up front, I put on this mask. Up front, I put on this whole facade of, I'm so tough. I gotta be tough. I gotta pound these guys. I gotta do all these things. But underneath, I was just a scared child. Yeah. And, you know, so I'm happy that I'm here today. And I actually created a company called Villains for Good.
Yep. Like that.
And it's a
nonprofit?
No, it's a company. It's a brand that we're starting, and we're going to make the V4G Foundation. I got V4G Records. I bought all my masters and all my songs back, and
sick.
Trying to create a community of
You got a website?
Yeah, V4G Records.
Oh, perfect. We'll put that link in the description below. They can go check it out.
Yeah, I just dropped a song, Let's Go In, a single, the first one on our own record label.
Sick.
During the Eddie.
Oh, you texted us back that.
Yeah.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
Let's go then.
Oh, I got it, right? You're like Dr. Dre. There's multiple. There's multiple meanings.
Makua's rad because he's like, you know, he's a jack of all trades. Like he's great at fighting. He's a great person. He's a great singer. He's a great surfer, and more than all of them, he's a great family member and a great friend to all of us in our community on the North Shore. And I think that's the most important, to call Makua like one of my closest childhood friends from day one.
Like we went all the way from Jamie stealing my pogs when I was taking a nap.
That was a bad idea.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like back then, like
heavy.
You know what I mean? And yes. You know what's crazy, and why I say Jamie and Mason were different, because we all grew up in this environment, you know. And if you see a lot of the people that made it, per se, from the North Shore, not one of them came from some silver spoon thing. You had to dig deep to not get lost in the frost, as they say around here.
Wow.
You know, and that's why V4G, I created Villains for Good, is I want to create a community of high-functioning thinkers. Sunset Beach Elementary, they don't teach you how to be a highly functioning thinker, how to solve life problems. the things that you're really going to come up in life that are going to make a difference, whether you succeed or not. You know, 1 + 1 is cool. There's so much more to life that we don't get taught.
Wait, what? We went to Sunset Beach and we're gonna dog him like that, bro? You're a ledge, Nana.
It's just a system in general.
Wait, were we getting to? I guess we were. We I don't even remember.
We're in the system, bro.
That's why I'm saying for us to be where we're at.
I remember 1 + 1. That's
and overcoming all that stuff. You had to go through a lot of bullshit to get there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of paths along the way that we could have went like this.
100%.
And a lot of our friends that we grew up with were lost.
Yeah.
And I was lost.
Super.
But that's why I'm talking about V4G is I want to create a community of high functioning thinkers. And everywhere I go in the world, there's not one person, nobody sitting in this room that can't say that they could be better in some way in their life.
Yeah,
they could better
100%.
something in their life. And I really think that going through the life I went through, overcoming the things I had to overcome, I really want to find meaning and purpose behind trying to heal all those traumas, trying to heal all that violence and fighting. And that's not the way, dog. You know what I mean? There's so many better ways. How do we say, oh, we're Hawaiian, we come to spread aloha and then punch guys in the face and all these things and all this kind of stuff? Like, that's for the birds. It's an old style of thinking. We need to change that.
All right, we're going to take a quick break from the podcast. We're going to talk about our friends over at NordVPN. These guys are absolutely amazing. I use them all the time. Honestly, every time I'm traveling and going around the world, I always love to tune in and watch my favorite TV shows or the films, which aren't available in the region. But also, more importantly, I love watching the UFC fights. So it's like super simple. Like, if you're in a country and you can't watch the fights, you could change the location to your VPN to, let's just say, like America, USA. That's where the fight's happening. Boom. Next thing you know, your server thinks you're in the USA and you could watch the fights. You could watch whatever show it is. It's absolutely incredible. And I am a huge fan of NordVPN. And honestly, super psyched that they wanted to sponsor the podcast. To get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/OHO. Our link will be in the description below, and also we'll give you 4 extra months on a 2-year plan. There is no risk. Nord is a 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description below. Make sure you get this. This is, I promise you, this is great. I use this product all the time. It's not even a product. It's just like, it's like a VPN. It's so good.
Dude, I'm clicking that link as soon as we get off this microphone.
All right. Thank you to our sponsor, NordVPN. We're going to jump right back into the podcast. This is going to be a good one, Mason.
Can't wait.
I got a question. Who, like, when you're growing up, like, who are your role models? Who, like, I know there's a lot, but like, who, like, guided your way to, you know, who you are today?
My main role model is my dad.
Yeah, like us all, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I had Dane Kealoha, Johnny Boy Gomes.
Oh.
There was, you know, Mickey Nielsen, Michael Hull right across the street. Kala Alexander.
Yeah.
You know, I had great role models, you know.
Right. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Makua? Like when I was a little kid and I would go to your house or Nainoa's or like Mason's.
Brian Surratt.
Bro, yeah, Brian Surratt. You would like show up and like all the legends would be in your guys' yard always, like hanging out with your dad, like barbecuing, like, you know, like big Dahui meetings, bro. Like everybody, bro. Bro, you like live like when I like there would be some cool people at my house, but when I would go to Makua's or Mason's house, I'd be like, oh, bro, Martin Potter's here, and like all these like gnarly legends, you know, and like you know, becoming friends with Mason and like cruising with Uncle Mike. I was tripping. I was like, oh, this guy's so gnarly, bro.
All the ones that came from afar usually had to come and kiss the ring.
Yeah,
they're gonna kiss the pavement, but. It was a trip safe. To have all those people around, and that era of people. Bugger's like for party, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, full ragers, yeah.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, it was. Derek Donner used to live right down the street, who, you know, got me into the whole towing thing, and I know he was around you a lot with your dad being a lifeguard, and I used to sit at his house across the street and I watch Mickey and Marvin and my dad guys go to the Halloween party across the street. Of course, I'm by myself. They just leave me there, right? Oh, boy, you stay over there. Oh, okay, cool. Next thing you know, the guys are flying off the balcony. Guys are running for their lives. Guys coming off nose over here by the ear. And I'm just like, and it was like fun for them. Like they didn't have anybody to fight with. They'd fight with themselves. I'm like, right on. You know what I mean? So it's like, back in the day, the North Shore was a trip, and I really want to change. You know, if I am going to take a spot, or if there is going to be a spot for me to take over, I want to change the narrative. I want to change the way people think about the North Shore. I want the surf industry and humans and period, because I think that there's a shift in the world right now, and people really want to be better and level up in ways, and hopefully us guys who may be role models to some can really show a different path in life for these kids.
Love it.
And I think that's the way. I really do think that's the way forward. And aloha, you're going to say aloha, you better mean it. There better be a meaning and a purpose behind it, not just talk.
Yeah.
Because I really don't think, sharing love and all this cliche stuff. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you live in the right way, I don't think there's any other way you can show aloha. It's not. It was a word that was made up. You know, I think it was through actions, through being, through doing your part the best that you could. People would learn from that and take it. Because, like kids, my kids, I tell them what to do. They don't listen. They do what I do, and I wonder, why are you doing that? It's like, I think back. Well, duh. That's how Dad acts. Why would they act any differently? So, just being a father, learning that essence is, you need to act and do the right things, not talk about them. Because what does Johnny Boy say?
Talk is cheap.
Do something.
Yeah.
And he was
Sensei.
right.
He was right.
Yep.
Still right.
Yep.
Sensei JBG.
Yeah. So one thing I want to touch on, I remember, I think when you were 16 or 17, you won the biggest wave award of the year.
Oh, 66 feet.
66 feet.
Is it or no?
Feet,
Was
yeah.
it? Yes.
How old were you?
What, a grand each foot? Tell me
I
the
got
myth
the
is true.
award, grand each foot.
No way. You won $66,000. How old were you?
18.
Oh, I was 18, yeah. 'Cause I caught the wave in March.
Spring.
I caught the wave November.
You got to bring that mic
Oh,
closer.
Thanksgiving.
November 26th, 2002.
Whoa.
I got the award March or May 3rd, 2023. So before I turned 19, yeah.
Wow.
I was 18, right out of high school. And
I remember those stats perfectly.
you know what's crazy is some of that money I put in to build the houses with my dad guys that Jamie ended up buying.
No way.
VLAN.
Oh, sick.
Remember you bought the house across
Chucky's.
I don't know. Yeah, I remember the property I bought.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when my dad first started that was back then. And some of that money I put in with him and his partners to put Miles' house, and then the two front ones, Chucky's house, and they bought your side. So that's pretty cool.
Bro, this guy was like flipping money when he was
Super
18, bro. He's like a project development guy.
2000, what'd you say? 2?
Yeah.
Sick.
That was kind of sick though, because like for our era,
Good times.
that was like one of the like, the hugest things that happened. Like when we're all growing up with each other and like we're all trying to surf pipe, we're all trying to do this or that. And then boom, Makua Rothman wins the biggest wave of the year, 66 feet. It was like literally the biggest wave until its time.
It was like a Guinness book for that.
God, it's crazy.
Right? It was.
Yeah.
I was 13 or 14. I remember just being like, whoa, he lives right behind me.
It's huge.
66
That was a trip.
grand.
It changed my life forever. It put me, it got me the big sponsors, the monsters, been with me
That's
ever
it.
since. And, I remember Boost Mobile and a lot of those guys were.
That's the middle one up higher. Yeah, right there.
one,
Boom.
big
Click
guy.
on that thing. Bro, zoom in on this thing.
That's it, yeah, cool.
That's the one.
Bro, imagine, bro, you gotta zoom in on that, boys. bro, that thing, bro, he's 18 years old, bro. I was like, when I saw this picture of Makua surfing Jaws, I was like, I never want to surf Jaws ever, bro. Like, this guy's gonna kill me. And meanwhile, Makua is like winning 66 G's.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Are you
That
guys the
was,
same age?
I think I'm
He's
a
older
year
than me.
older.
1 year?
How old are you?
It's like 10 years old. I
Yeah,
can't tell.
right, bro.
Oh, you might not even be older. That was hilarious.
James alternate O'Brien, bro.
Jamie alternate O'Brien's older. I could put him in 1 year next year for me.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
I'm 41.
Yep.
1 year then. Okay.
How old are you, Mace?
36.
Oh, you're getting
you're
old.
right there.
No, I know I'm with you guys, bro. I'm not a grom, bro. I'm elders. When you crack the elder
know
joke,
what's
I was right
crazy
there
about-
with you, bro. I was like, oh, I'm doomed too.
Oh, look at that
You
wave.
know, it's crazy when I see the young kids surf Jaws nowadays. I remember back then, kids wouldn't surf Jaws. There was no such thing. And I was just kind of, once again, thrown into the mix like, hey, he'll do it.
No, Pops knew, bro. Your
cool.
Pops knew. He's like, bro, he'll do it.
Yeah, I was used to
He's
that
18
by then.
now.
By that time I was 18, he'll do it was like
An everyday
no problem.
thing, yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? And,
He did it all already, and he'll surf 66-foot Jaws. Doesn't matter.
well, I mean,
Makua.
the
Damn, your
towing was
pops,
created
I
right
knew,
outside of
bro.
our house, Mace.
Yeah,
Right
I
there,
know.
backyards
And
with the.
didn't you? Yeah. I feel like you guys like set that up too because you had all the skis and everyone was launching.
Well,
right there.
it was
feel like you guys were a part of that.
Derek Donor.
Yeah,
set all that up
Go
with,
Double D.
with Laird and Buzzy and those guys and Rush Randall. They were the Strap
Yeah.
crew. And
Oh, that's our
but
whole neighborhood.
Yeah, before that they were doing the Zodiac outside of backyards.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Dad
so I
was
would
doing
watch that. And Derek Donor, he's a maniac. He's like, you know what? Come on.
Get behind my ski.
You know, my dad bought a ski and I would hang with Derek all the time. And next thing you know, he's like, hey, why don't you team up with Ryan Ross? And that guy was an absolute
Ryan.
maniac.
We love you, Ryan.
Ryan,
we
Yeah.
love you. He saved me in elementary school.
Yeah, Ryan.
Extra love.
You know, Ryan told me into that wave, and Ryan definitely, you know,
He told you on that?
He told me on that wave. He was my tow partner until, you know, he really made the ultimate sacrifice. He gave up his surfing career to raise his daughters.
Family.
Yeah.
And he
That's
moved to
awesome.
California and said, you know what, I'm a father now at such a young age, and said, I'm going to go and raise my children. And I think there's nothing I did in my life back then, especially, that was more brave than what Ryan did, to go and give up everything, his career, his life, everything for his children, and say, this is what I'm going to do. And, you know, thank you, Ryan, for showing us what a real man really was. You know?
Yeah, no,
Right, that's
100%.
gnarly.
Bro, when I'll go hang out with Makua and Ryan, and then me and Ryan, Makua are all cruising, just terrorizing the streets of the North Shore, and then boom, Eddie, Makua, you need to take a nap. And then boom, Makua would, every day, bro, Makua would have to take a nap in the middle of the day. And I was like, no, Makua's got a nap. And then freaking I made a bad idea and stole his pogs.
But the worst was
Like-
whoever was with me usually had to take a nap too.
We got the best podcast
So these guys
ever,
would be
bro.
digging.
Oh, yeah, we'd dig out.
yeah.
Or we'd like go body
We'd be
surf in the shore
bummed.
break. Where meanwhile, freaking Makua is sleeping. I don't even think he went to
When
sleep,
we were
though.
Groms, Makuas were like,
Oh, I had to sleep. Trust me. There was no not sleeping.
He was like one of the only people I knew that had to take a nap.
Pops.
And I know Sarat would
Me
just
too.
tease me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Growing up, I
had to do the naps too, but I remember.
yeah, it was,
I swear, your pops knew all the tricks, bro. He didn't care what anyone thought. My kids being
definitely not.
supercharged. My grom's charged, ready, bro.
Yeah, he just
Oh,
like
gosh.
charges
All the
them up.
groms.
Get some extra psych, take a nap, and then he's like,
oh my gosh. It was- Yeah, it's definitely a theory, and it was a long time, but yeah, we were like, what, 10, 12 years old, and I still had to go take a nap.
2-hour nap. Wow, you're at the house.
Oh my gosh.
Any near-death experiences surfing? I'm sure there's many, but if there's one that comes to your mind right now.
I mean, I had so many near-death experiences outside the water that, like, the ones in the water didn't seem as bad.
Whoa, gnarly.
You know what I
Damn.
mean? And that wave in Fiji held me under.
Oh,
And it was another one of those come to God moments where I was like, you know what? If I die or if I pass out, it's what it is.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just hope that the guys get to me before I actually die, you know, because he can bring you back. You can drown. You can get brought back to life. And I was cool with that. But I was just, whoever was listening, God, please just don't let me die right now.
Oh, that wave in Fiji.
Yeah, that one right there. And it, you know, what's crazy is as soon as I thought that, I popped up, and the next wave was like that, right on my forehead, and it hit me so hard in the face that it pretty much knocked me out. I couldn't move. My whole body was shut down. I remember opening my eyes, and all I seen is the lip folding back because it was kind of windy, and it just hit me in my forehead. I think I still have a neck injury from it that I got to go to an MRI real soon here in the next 2 weeks. Something's wrong with my neck, but
you're crazy, bro.
I think it might have broke my neck back then, maybe. So they had some preliminary stuff, and they said there could be a few things wrong with my neck, but that was one where I thought,
heck?
yeah.
Bro, I'd never want to ride a wave like that in my life. I'd like to picture myself in there, like I'm Makua, but I'm not gonna ride that wave. You're nuts. Didn't you get a huge one at freaking Chopo too? Yeah, many.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got a rip my chin off.
A rip my chin off kind of wave.
Not by the hair. I pulled down off by the hair of my chin,
Raw.
literally. I hit the reef, like American History X, where they put the guy's face on the curb. That's how I hit the reef. So it broke my teeth. My teeth, that's why they look nice,
where's that?
because I had to
they're
replace
perfect,
them all.
Where did that happen? What?
At Chopes. So it was the day my brother caught his big wave. So I hit the reef like that. And lucky thing I had got my hands first. I was going so fast underwater, I put my hands down, and my hands went under me because I was going so fast, like a scorpion. Yeah. But then I just hit the shelf, boom, on my face. And I just heard my teeth just go. And then when it just ripped my face so fast, I was like, oh my God, I hit the bottom. When I came up, my lip was under my chin. And it was like my smile was like this. Lucky I had been in the water for a while, so this part of my face didn't rip. But I remember grabbing my lip down here and putting it back on my face and holding it up.
I'm tuning out.
And then, Peter Mail picked me up, and I'm like, straight to the hospital. He's like, and I let go of my face, and he just went white. His eyes went like this. He started going straight for the beach. The craziest thing about it, I got to the little clinic up there and right above Jope somewhere, and I remember the doctor was like, so many injuries today. He's like, okay, so what's wrong with you? And I let my face go like this. And he said, you need to go straight to the hospital to go to surgery. I thought I'm in the hospital. He goes, this is just a clinic. So they called a taxi for me. I jumped in a taxi with a lady who spoke French and no English. And they told her where to take me to some private hospital. I think the same place they took KK. And yeah, they're, how many kilos are you? How many centimeters? I'm like, I have no idea. But I guess one of the best surgeons in France was retiring, or he was working in French Polynesia, Tahiti. And so he could work back and forth, and thank goodness he was there. And, Raymana was talking to the doctors and to the people, so I didn't understand. I couldn't speak French too good, so I couldn't speak at all very well. And
Raymana, we trust.
Yeah, so they fixed my face up, and they're like, you gotta stay here for 3 days. And I said, oh yeah, sounds good. The lady went out of the room. I ran away from the hospital. I didn't pay. I didn't do anything. I had my brother go back and pay the bill. I went to Nathan Fletcher's hotel and went on the airplane that night.
Straight
like,
home.
what's wrong with you? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. Straight from surgery. I guess you're not supposed to fly. But I was like, I'm not going to stay in the moist air in Tahiti with my face like that. I want to get somewhere dry. So I went to LA. And yeah, so that was one. It's been a bunch, man. And
That has to be the worst one. Come on, man.
You had Mason tuning out. Mason's like, I'm out
I
of
went
here.
in and out of that like I was fainting, like it was my own trip, bro. Screw that one, bro.
That's so gnarly, bro.
Jeez, man.
What, Sunset Beach World Cup? I remember. How old were you when you won this contest?
Oh.
That was
it
nuts.
was 2007, so I had to have been
23.
5 years after 18. Here we go at the Sunset Beach math again.
1 + 1 is 11.
Sick.
Put 2 ones together, you get 11. Yeah, I was 23 years old, I believe, and it was a good day. Right there it is. It's
This, I was tripping. That was 2009.
2007.
2007, bro. Like I trip, bro. Makua definitely, like in my eyes, Makua, you know, always surf Sunset. He had the lineups dialed from his dad to Uncle Derek Dorner to Mike Ho. He had every little bit of knowledge that you'd ever need to win the contest, and I never saw it coming, bro. Next thing you know, I was like, oh, Makua just won the world championship contest at Sunset Beach. I was like, oh, Makua just put his stamp after that 66 footer. I was like, this is what
only
you
23.
only 23.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, Uncle Mike showed me so much out there from when I was young. Like I say, I used to live downstairs his house. And
Sick.
one of the best surfers I've ever seen in my life, period.
Period.
When they say, oh, the best surfer, I think Mike Ho's the best surfer because he's still doing it. He's 60-something years old, still getting barreled at backdoor and pipe. I mean, you know, there's only so many human beings on earth that can perform at a high level. And that guy, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be standing on that podium with that trophy. You know what is the craziest thing about that picture right there?
Why are you holding it like this?
Because Leo
It's
Neves
too
is
heavy.
just so gnarly.
I'm a little off. I'm a little lopsided.
Oh,
you
is
know?
that Mick too?
I'm not that.
Oh, you had Mick and Leo Neves?
So Mick just
And
Mick,
Tom, who's that other guy? Tom
that's Dan
Ross. Oh, that's a stack.
So Mick Fanning just won the world title in Brazil right before that. So he was the world champ right there.
It's nuts.
Leo Neves, God rest his soul and his family.
Yeah.
We love you, brother. Miss you. He was winning that contest. I was the only one that wasn't comboed, and the Brazilians were absolutely raging. It was like a minute left, and the whole beach was like, you know, they do all
He
this.
would have been the first,
you know, those chants.
Yeah.
And somehow this wave had just popped out of nowhere, and I got drained. Came out, big turn, did a floater on the inside bowl. I needed like a 917 or 913. I got a 933, I think, in the last minute, and the beach just totally erupted. It was like, but it's crazy because Jamie, in 2004, you got the
Pipe Masters. Yeah.
So to watch someone that I grew up with win one of those big events, one of the most prestigious surfing events in the world, it's only lit my fire too. And a lot of us on the North Shore really feed off each other's successes, and especially in surfing, when you're that age and you're growing up, you want to be like them, but then you want to beat them. You know, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I think I can beat this guy. It's a weird balancing act because it's your friend, but then it's your competition, or it may be your mentor, someone that showed you how to do something. Sometimes you don't want to show too much, you know what I mean? But like being that guy for a lot of other people that ended up coming and beat me, I know how it is, and I remember watching Jamie win, and I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Winning the Pipe Masters, beat Sonny Garcia, Bruce Irons, Kalani Robb, right?
Oh, yeah.
See, I still remember.
Yeah.
And to have guys like Mick Fanning, I remember they're taking bets, and nobody was betting on me. They're all betting on Fanning. And this is before sports surfing betting.
They're just bet on the beach.
Yeah, I think before that, and they're all trying to bet.
Against?
And they bet for everybody else but me, and I'm like, okay.
You know, it's the sickest thing though.
That one.
Is Kelly Slater never won any contest ever at Sunset Beach, and my boy Makua won the biggest freaking event ever and beat the world champion Mick Fanning that year. Like, that's huge, bro.
Yeah, but we all know we wanted to be like Kelly Slater at one point.
We did, but not at Sunset.
Jamie has a hard time. Jamie has a hard time saying it.
We want to be like Kelly, but not at Sunset. I don't know why. He just has bad luck, bad juju.
And you know what? Sunset's not a wave that you just show up and surf because you're good and win. It's been proven.
I've never done
the baddest dude on earth.
It's the only place I ever won.
You know,
you won at Sunset?
A couple times.
QS's?
Yeah, QS's.
Sick.
Yeah.
You know what's nuts is
we had a sick final one time, or two
we
times.
did. Yeah, we had two finals together.
Two finals?
Maybe 2 or 3, I think.
I was never in a final out there.
I think I made like 6 finals out there in my life and only won once. That was pretty.
That was the one to win.
Fun. Sunset's so fun.
But growing up at Mason's house, his dad had those trophies out on the railing. He used to have those World Cup and those Sunset Beach Cups.
Oh, that made you want to win one so
and
much more
I remember
better.
when I was a little kid looking at that trophy going, I want one of those. I want to be like Uncle Mike. I want one of those cups. And Uncle had a bunch of them. But I remember specifically he had the cup outside.
Yep, you're right.
Right in between the 2 rooms. It would sit there with the lay on it from before. And I'd look at it as a little kid. And now that I look at it in my house,
that's sick.
on the mantle up there.
Sick.
it's a trip how people can really inspire you from such a young age, and you really chase that dream and you accomplish it. And I really think that's why we need to teach these kids that there is a better way, and there's a way to do it the right way and really accomplish your goals. Because winning's cool. Winning's badass. You win money, you get fame, you get all the things that really don't matter at the end of the day.
Sure.
But
It's like a big trick.
What matters most is the relationships you create along the way. The relationship you create with yourself on that journey, and how you use those wins and how you use those titles and accolades to inspire others, to show others how to do it, to just to become a better human being around other people and lift the community up around you. I think that's a lot more cool than actually winning, because the trophies and the money, that shit all goes away. Those memories, those lessons, those things that people take on long after you're gone, I really think that's very, very powerful. And I think that, we all got to work towards doing that a lot more, and creating those relationships and making sure that all of this success that we create around us really inspires others to do the same.
Awesome. Thinking like speaking about being more powerful, like your music, I know since a young age, you've always been really good on the ukulele. Like every time we travel, you're singing, you're always good. And I remember like going to Nias with you and doing all these like cool, fun trips to the Philippines. And like, you were always working on your music, and you're always pissed off because you had so much time and energy focused in surfing that you couldn't focus on your music career. But now I hear you like have a song coming out with Wiz Khalifa, like, bro, you're like full, like on tour. Like you said, you're not gonna be in the backdoor shootout, like, and you're like chasing the music scene. How's that going?
Oh, it's going wonderful. Yeah, I have a song, Brother Wiz, dropping January 10th.
That's crazy. You know him. That's the weirdest part, bro. Like,
yeah, it's actually called Clear the Air. And, this time around, this journey around the sun with music is really about telling it like it is, using that platform that I may have that could reach millions and millions and millions of people.
Yep.
And really spreading some real aloha out there, and showing people that it's all right. My music, they tell me, oh, how do you want people to connect with your music? And I'm like, I don't. And they're like, what? I said, I'd rather them connect with themselves through my music.
Yeah.
I'd rather them find something in my lyrics or what I sing about, or what I talk about beyond the music, that they can resonate inside with themselves, and they really look deeper into the message that we have. And that's really comes back to Villains for Good, creating a purpose. They say your purpose is created, and right now I'm creating a different purpose in life on a music tour, and I'll be on tour, cross my fingers, with Maoli, Brother Glenn from Maoli, going around. And I know that we have he has some dates booked in New Zealand and Australia, and we're working on that. We're real close right now to booking that and going out with Brother Glenn and seeing where he's come from and his music and what he's done. It's just amazing to see another local brother really putting it and going beyond the reef. You know what I mean? Getting to be able to go outside of Hawaii and spread that aloha. And music is it's a journey, man. Like, I've only known how to do things one way. When we surf and practice, and you do that every single day. And like you said, I might not surf the backdoor shootout because I have rehearsals for tour. And if people are going to come and pay money and come and support me on the road, I want to make sure I show up and put on a show, a real show. I don't want to go out there and, like they say, half-ass it, and the guys are like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I want a world title in surfing, doing it one way, all the way. And if I have to put surfing on the back burner right now because it's time for music, I see it as a blessing. Not too many people get to do two of the coolest jobs in the world. I feel surf around the world and surf the greatest waves. And one of my goals going forward in music is to put my tour around my surf schedule. And, should I get to a certain point where I'm headlining shows and doing all that stuff, I'm going to do it in all the countries and all the places when the waves are going off at the same time.
I love
you know
it.
what I mean? So like, it's and you know, you suck at everything pretty much in the beginning when you start. The more you work at it, you keep showing up, whether you want to be a better person, and you might not be right now in your life, and you might be at a certain place. Guess what? Keep working at it. Keep on showing up for yourself. Keep on doing the hard work, and you can become better. Whether it's surfing, we weren't pipe masters and sunset champions and World Cup champions when we started this. It took a very long time. You know, every single day, that was our life. There was nothing else besides surfing. And there's only one thing that can come after all the hard work is results. So I really want to take that same mindset and really give the people what they deserve if I'm going to show up. I don't want to show up halfway, half-cocked. I want to make sure that when we speak, we got something to say, and we create that community around Villains for Good and the music to inspire people to be better. Because we all villainize ourselves at the end of the day. I'm not good enough. You know, I should have done this and that. It's okay. I don't think there is a such thing as failure. I hear a lot of these podcasts. Don't be afraid to fail. Just hearing the word fail, people feel like they can't do it. And I really think everything is a learning experience. I think that we never fail. We always learn. And the only time if there is a failure is when it's all over and you weren't able to consciously shift your perspective and see that there's another way. Hopefully I can do what I'm supposed to do and get to a certain place to where I can inspire the others to do that. And I think music and surfing and hanging out with brothers like you guys and doing what we do, we can all collectively make that happen.
I think it's like takes a bigger man to like just, be so good at surfing and then be like, now it's time for my music career, and then now you're like in this whole new chapter, and then also taking care of your family, and like, you're making these sacrifices that like most people maybe wouldn't. They would just be like, oh, I'm going to just keep surfing. Like, to where you see more value in life and you're chasing the dream. Like I said, when we used to travel, you always wanted to be a musician. You're always good at singing, and like, it was always so cool to like hang out with you and just listen to you jam on the ukulele on a surf trip. Like surf trip with Makua are the best surf trips. Like surfing with Makua are the best times of my life. We've scored some insane waves and insane waves at home. But
our Philippines trip was pretty memorable.
That was
nuts. Hey, how do you properly pronounce the uke? How do you say it?
The ukulele.
Ukulele.
Ukulele, yeah.
Yeah, uke. I think I used to say it like that.
Uke, whatever. It's all good. I mean,
ukulele. No, I gotta learn. Man.
Yeah,
ukulele.
Supposedly it's the jumping flea, or I don't know.
I know it's originally from Portuguese, Portugal, right?
Portuguese and shit.
I always thought that was cool.
Yeah,
sick. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a bunch of Portuguese running around with a
just killing it. Telling everyone, hey, get over there. Oh shit, am I allowed to say that?
Good.
Hands up, hands down.
Oh God, no Portuguese. I got the Hawaiian and the Chinese. I was being told what to do, I guess.
We're going to take a quick break and we're going to hear a little word from our sponsors, VIIA. These gummies are absolutely amazing, Mason, right?
Oh, I love these things. I've tried almost every single flavor except these ones right here, and I'm about to test them right now. I've been super hooked on this VIIA deal because it ships to nearly all states in the U.S. in discreet packaging and does not require a medical card.
Medical card, yeah.
Oh, metal card. So yeah, I'm on my fifth relief gummy over here.
You're gonna go to sleep over here, doc.
No, the sleep ones are right here. This is Midnight Berry. This is one of my favorite ones when I'm on the plane. But when I'm just coming home after a good surf session, I try these ones, relief.
This is a great product. Every time I jump on a plane, I am looking for some kind of thing to put me to sleep because it's a long travel to Indonesia. It's a long travel to anywhere in the world. You want to make sure you get your rest.
These are the ones you were psyched on last time when we were traveling.
Yeah, these are the ones.
Yep, right here. Boom.
If you're over 21 years of age, make sure you check out the link VIIA in our description. Link is in the description below. Use code JOB to receive 15% 15% off. That's right, 15% off. It's an amazing deal right there. You're already saving money out the get-go. And if you're new to VIIA, get a free gift card of your choice after you make a purchase. They'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Enhance your everyday with VIIA. This product is great. Make sure you check it out.
Thank you, VIIA.
Yeah, thank you for sponsoring the podcast. We're going to dive right back into the rest of this podcast. Super psyched. And thank you to our sponsors. You.
Mahalo.
Sorry, we were all just surfing in the Eddie Aikau. Wow, that was nuts.
Oh.
Wow.
I was surfing with Jamie.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
In the heats?
Yeah, I was watching him surf. He was getting good ones. I was watching you too.
No.
Oh, bro.
No, it was an awesome event, and you know, being chosen by Clyde to lead the circle in the beginning and really delivering that speech out there and watching it come to fruition, and watching everybody surf a pretty much flawless, perfect event. I mean, obviously some people got hurt from fins and cuts and stuff, but the overall purpose and meaning of being there, the surfers were surfing their hearts out. Yeah. And it wasn't no real, I mean, there's some battling and some positioning, but it's competition as well. So there's a fine line, but overall, this Eddie Aikau was magical. And I mean that by the way people performed, the way they helped each other, the way they wanted to see everybody catch good waves. I've been in Eddies in the past that were so dog eat dog, and this one was amazing to surf and to watch it go down.
The mono was correct.
Yeah, I mean, there was one kid, Nick Lamb, you're clipped, buddy. And I'll just say it just like that.
Wait.
You're done.
I didn't even know.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, yeah. Wait, but what? We got the realest podcast, bro. No, this is so heavy. Hey, what about
your looks aren't gonna save you on this one.
I was thinking, not to quickly change the subject, but I was thinking you've done a lot of Eddie Aikau events, right? Or almost every, like how many have you done? Have you ever thought of that? Or
so I competed in my first one in 2004. I think I was invited in 2003.
Yeah, you caught that wave when you're 18.
They just threw him straight in the event.
Yeah, you're in already, right?
So, yeah, my first invite was...
And your dad, what? I heard your dad freaking even helped find the rock, bruh.
Yeah,
your dad told me the sickest story the other day.
My dad was the founder of the event. Yeah, Pops used to live at our house. So when I was born, we used to live on Comsat before the cops came and raided our house and did all that great stuff.
What about that monument, the rock? Your dad helped find it.
Yeah, him and Pops then went and picked that out.
That's
sick I didn't know that.
That's as sick as it gets.
So that rock over there at Waimea, my dad and Pops Aikau and a few other people, I think maybe Kavika Stant and some of Pops' family, I'm not sure exactly, but they went and got that rock and chose it from the side of the mountain.
If you go down to Waimea Bay,
so bad.
So at your next trip to Hawaii, you wanna pay some heavy respects, go down to Waimea Bay and go visit Uncle Eddie and that rock and his memorial. It is the most beautiful thing, it just makes Waimea so much more special because Waimea wouldn't be Waimea without Uncle Eddie and his family as well.
That is sick.
He put that place on the map straight up, and to be able to go there, and when I was a kid, I used to have to go and clean it.
No way.
Yeah, I used to go put the flowers. I used to go
bronze or the
pull the weeds and put the new flowers on. And as a kid, I used to do that, and nobody really knows, but Pops was living at our house back then when I was born, and we built 3 rooms in our new house at Sunset when my dad, got out of jail, and we got out of living in a tent on the beach. My dad ended up building the house at Sunset, and one of the rooms was for Pops, and he ended up passing away before we got to move him into that room in that house. Whoa. That room was for him, and then I remember even our back house, when we built the back house, my dad was going to put his in there for a while, and that didn't end up
so
working
you're
out
invited
either,
when you're 18 minimum, bro. You're lucky you didn't get in when you're 13, bro. You're so in it. You're deep, bro.
You're deep.
You're done.
I mean, I was there when they buried Pops and all that stuff, and at the graveyard, and grew up with Zane and Arcus and Kepa. And
such a beautiful family.
So sick.
Auntie Myra and Uncle Clyde, and it was a magical place. We used to go run around, and the graveyard was our playground. We used to go play all over the graves, and I mean, not all on top of the graves.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no,
they lived inside the graveyard.
yeah,
so where we played, was the graveyard, and it was pretty.
So there's been 11
cool.
Eddie cows, roughly, I think.
Yeah, so I
right?
surfed 2004, 2009, 2016, 2023, 2024. So I surfed almost half.
Almost half.
How's it?
That's
So
legit.
so you want to know how to get invited to Eddie Aikau? You need to go ride a 66-foot wave, and you're gonna probably maybe it's gonna be at the 100 feet now. But if you want to be an Eddie Aikau, you gotta ride a 66-foot wave, and you're 18 years old. This is like freaking like 20 years ago.
And be bloodline.
And be bloodline.
No,
but
you got it.
Bro, here's the thing: is that he rode that wave, and then he was in the event the next year.
Yeah. Well, he was a part of pioneering. To be honest, I think the rules changed a bit. Like you almost got to be like pioneering the crazy paddling.
It's true.
Yeah, we did
like,
that.
and channeling like aloha, be like super aloha to everyone. Respect Eddie Aikau, know the culture, but also like maybe paddle a 66-footer or like.
Well, we weren't even that close to doing that, but I remember like 2004.
Nowadays, just like.
But 2004, I was 6th alternate and 5 guys got in. I was like, oh, bro. And then I went and won the Pipe Masters that year. And then the next year I'm in the event. I'm like, oh, childhood dream, bro. No way. And then
the next
You
one was
got in by
alternate.
being a straight legend.
no, dude.
No, you got in for being a straight legend. I swear, because that's what it takes too. You got to be like kind of you got to have a
Jamie,
little
you
bit
did
of
something
roots
no
with
one
my
did
man.
is to beat those guys and be a Pipe Masters from the North Shore. What else kid from the North Shore won the Pipe Masters? What else kid was doing what you were doing?
And you were riding the bay when the swells would come.
I
you know?
was.
And we were
So you
surfing Phantoms every swell
We were.
when nobody really wanted to
That's
surf
what I
out
mean.
there.
You had the roots.
No, but how's this though? Like I won the Pipe Masters. I think I won the shootout. Like it was all like spiraling. And then next thing you know, they thought I was like Eddie Aikau. They're like, he's in the contest.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
That's how you do it,
like,
guys.
like I was so scared, you know, and like I was still scared at the event this year. It's just it's like an adrenaline. Like
I feel like nowadays that almost happened with Barron. Did you notice that? Barron kind of won the pipe event. Barron's kind of been going nuts all around the North Shore. I think he's paddled out to the bay once or twice. And then now I think he almost like got in a heat or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Look at
happened,
the baby boy on the screen.
but look at this guy,
Yeah, I'm
ready
there you go,
for
back in.
anything.
Oh, yeah. That's the year that Andy...
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
There was a closeout set that came in and Kyborg picked up Andy and left me in the channel and it's got absolutely obliterated.
Oh, is that Noah Johnson?
oh, yep.
I think so,
On that
yeah.
blue board.
Oh, you guys surfed with the cool. Oh, you went through a bunch of cool gangs of big wave surfers, huh? Like,
Well, the guy out the back.
Look at that,
Andy
Dorian.
pulling in. Dorian's nuts.
I remember my dad
Look at
rode
Dorian
away
with
Andy
hair.
this year.
Dorian with hair. Bro, you know what's crazy though? Like you're like
Oh, that's Pops right there.
Pops was like, oh, look at Dorian with hair. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's ready.
Such a rig.
It's like a
Look at this
movie
guy.
star.
Yeah.
Right? It was, right?
Must have been like in God's hand right there.
I remember watching him. All right, come on.
That almost looked like Ezra. Oh, Zane.
Zane,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the Eddie is the most most beautiful event ever in surfing history. It's more important than anything in the world of surfing because every single legend has surfed in or at Waimea or during the Eddie or and whether it was the morning of or morning or the afternoon after, like Waimea is a place that demands respect and it'll teach you respect.
Waimea was the spot where was the only paddling big wave spot at one point besides Sunset Beach, you know, and Sunset started maxing out. That's a surf Waimea. No leash, no vest, not even really a surfboard. It's almost like a piece of wood with another
Right.
piece of wood hooked to it called a fin,
rocker.
which was a big square like notebook, almost looked like one of those wide ruled composition books. Was their fin back in the day.
Yeah.
I could just imagine the speed and the cavitation and when those guys rode those boards, I think that's why they might have had to been so heavy so they could kind of just break through all of that. But it almost seems like we're going back to that V bottom and that style board. I mean,
I've seen this in real life.
This
It's
sucked.
the heaviest thing in my life.
This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Kalau literally almost cut me in half. And there's my brother just shoulder hopping us on the end.
He just wanted to add to the chaos.
Yeah, but at least he made something of the wave. He rode it. My brother should have got a way bigger score for that wave. I'll tell you that.
But the two gnarliest guys on the North Shore ran each other over, and then I was like, "Oh my God, Makua just sent Claw Alexander over the falls."
I'm in more on the
He
shoulder.
sent himself over the falls. He ran me over dropping in.
I won't even say where I'm at on that wave. I was standing up. I was standing up on the wave, way on the shoulder. Look,
Bro, I mean, look at this.
Oh my!
I
never want that
There's
to
the
happen,
chip.
bro.
Those are the- look,
I never
see,
want
just
that to
keep
happen to me for the rest of my life.
Wait, that's one of the biggest. Hey, that year was so mental too.
Yeah, but you know what's kind of
I think you guys are both just gonna launch.
you know what's kind of messed up about that, and I'll finally come out and tell the truth about it.
Whoa, what do you mean? What do you got finally for us?
Licking
This
his
is the-
chops.
I know, this is mental.
The only reason I actually paddled for that wave is because Kala was going.
No way.
So he started paddling before me because he was outside.
Yeah, you could see that.
And I was like,
You're ready too.
I hate using his words, but like, F this guy.
Oh no.
Whoa,
I want
the
to get
brotherhood.
a bigger wave
You're kind of in a better
behind
spot.
it. I was in the spot. Look at that. I was definitely in the spot.
Kala had a chip in,
He had a chip in,
and you ruined it.
and I ruined it.
No, wait, what? You guys were both going for a perfect score. Two different theories, but way too close on the same ride, maybe.
Oh my
Yeah, that's what happens when two different theories collide.
What happened? What was the conversation after that wave? Were you just glad to be alive?
Bro, he went over the
Brotherhood.
falls. Look at him. He's body
Brotherhood.
surfing it backwards.
God,
He's in the barrel.
you're a beast, Claw.
And
Kalaz
Kala,
truly is.
I don't think I seen him after that wave until the beach, and he was just so shook, so rattled. That wave pounded him like he's never been pounded before. And you see my board right there?
Oh, yeah.
See at the top, somehow I got sucked out the back. I didn't even go over.
By the grace of God.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
being out there and looked back and you weren't in the impact. And I was like, and Claw like was in the impact. And I was just like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
what happened? Oh,
Yeah,
my
you were in
God.
our heat in
Look,
that. There
see,
you
there's
are
me
right
on the
there.
shoulder.
Yeah, there
Watch.
you are.
Told you.
Oh, you almost had that one.
Look,
man.
see, it's another wave where I was.
But
you
you
guys
would've-
are at another spot, but I'm at alligators over there.
You would have ran Cove, and you guys would have done the same thing.
No, me and Ko had space.
They would've
bro.
made it.
We already learned. Frick,
Yeah, those was one of those lessons I was talking about in life where you learn. And I'm sorry, Kala.
That was mental, but you guys are the gnarly.
I always wanted to ask that question because I saw it happen. I'm like, oh my God, like I would never want to be that person colliding with that person. And then, like you said, like when you're surfing big waves, these guys will take off on these huge waves and you won't see them for like a week. And you're like, where did they go? Like, and you're like
my
kind of
God.
scared. You're like, is he still alive? Like, did something happen?
The thing about that is I had
me
to
and
see him
Mark
right
Healy.
after because we had a heat again. So we got to the beach and my dad obviously was furious. And we almost had to fight on the beach, which is pretty sucky because it's my
Jeez.
big brother. And it's like,
Yeah.
scrap him now. And I'm like, oh my God, no. How about we just do it later? Because we want to surf another heat.
In the
Like,
backyard.
you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even the backyard, it was just behind the tent.
Let's go on the trampoline.
Me and Kala
Old school
looking at
days.
each other, and he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that was kind of my fault. I'm sorry. But,
Mutual brotherhood. Dude, that's
yeah.
like Andy and Bruce used to do that
well,
too.
you know, talking about being a better person, I can't go out there and say that that was Kala's fault when he was on the wave. And I just,
He made you hungry, bro. He made
I
you
wanted
want
to
the
be,
wave.
I just wanted to be the little dickhead brother that didn't want my two brothers catching that big wave and me not want to be on it. And I was like, well, I'm going to go too just because I was that nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going. They're going, but I'm going deeper.
But that was a winning wave right there.
Sounds like
Yeah,
true
that
brotherhood.
was a winning wave.
That was
yeah,
like
for sure.
as big as a wave gets at YMA.
Well, I mean, there's a
Dude, it
left
closed out
left
the
coming
thing.
at us.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I was at alligators. I was on the other side taking off on the on the left.
I don't think Kala surfed much big waves after that one. Tell you the
Dude.
truth.
Big that wave.
Dude, that wave was
That's
crazy.
the normal, the boil. That's the normal takeoff.
Yeah.
When Bay's like
And it's going left
18, 20.
into
Yeah,
it.
That was in
perfect.
2016, the Eddie
Yeah.
Aikau. It was like
Yep.
Dude, I swear that was like.
I got 6 that year.
yeah, you did.
I made the podium.
psyched
Now,
I-
now they go to 9.
Psyched.
Yeah, I saw that. That was there. But no, that 2016 was like the biggest, baddest, gnarliest YMA I've ever surfed
I think
in
I
my
missed
life.
the podium.
But there
one
were
slot.
so-
Missed you guys.
Yeah,
Damn.
me and you,
I
you're
wasn't
right
there.
behind me that
Seventh,
year.
yeah, really? You got 6th?
Yeah.
I got 9th.
You got 9th?
I got robbed.
Dude, I thought
and
you were
ninth.
on there.
No, I didn't.
What about your one you dropped in on and then you got less points deeper than the guy on the shoulder?
Shane Dorian was on the shoulder, and I
let's not mention names.
No, I love you, Shane. You're gnarly. I was thinking about you in the last Eddie, but no, like Shane dropped in kind of wide, and I dropped in, and I took the brunt of everything the wave had, and then
storm.
They threw me like a 78, and Shane got like a 93 or whatever, 96.
Yeah.
Look at these
And
bombs, man.
yeah,
So beautiful.
I don't know. It's that's why I went out there this year thinking like, hey, I'm gonna go out there and surf and have fun, and that's all I want.
Well, you surfed your ass off. You're in both of my heats. God forbid that no matter what we did, no matter what waves that came in, we were not winning that eddy.
No.
The waves just weren't there. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe I'll speak for myself. I didn't execute on the waves that did come in. So for me, there was absolutely no chance. But really, the waves that came in that won the eddy were not in our heats. You surfed as good as possible. Zeke Lau surfed as good as possible in our heats. Mason H0 absolutely ripped. I mean, that was a perfect burn job right there. You want to see how you drop in on someone at YMA and jam them up? That's it right there.
I don't mind surfing with someone at YMA. I kind of like it. Like if me and Koo are going, bro, as long as you don't freaking run my board
I
over,
wasn't
we're good.
fading you left and then like when you're about to make the wave, you know what I mean? Like that right there is a classic YMA wave. Look at Slater. That's Slater, yo.
Weirdo, yeah.
Big score. I remember paddling out. When
Look
he
at
did
this
that.
guy.
It's kind of.
How do you find a barrel?
It's Kelly
He did that
Slater. How
mean
do you find 11
you know
world
those
titles?
You know those inside ones you could
Jesus.
get in early? He got like a sick I remember he did that. I was like trying to know it. Radio's cold. This thing's so heavy.
Oh,
Looked like he's seen a ghost after that.
I bet.
I
And
bet.
he's usually looks never like he like that. Or
Oh my
just
God.
John. Me and John, but John's so gnarly, it made me look good. He's like, yeah, whatever.
I never heard that before. That's the best analogy. Now, John's so gnarly, he made me look good.
That's how good John Florence is.
Look at that. John is
John's
he makes guys in the front look good.
Right? Dude, I swear. I was like,
Oh, this wave.
This wave was absolutely
If you would have made that, you would have won the Eddie.
no. So I barely missed it.
And I had a wave like this too.
The thing, the chop just
Yeah,
hit your
yours,
board right
right.
there, yeah?
Yeah, I was
What about the one you went and went rolled up
That
the
was
windows
Ryan
backwards
Rawson's.
and went
I told myself, don't
Ryan
fall.
Rawson's board.
I
No way.
those ones
Full
were
circle.
clean.
I think you even
That's
wrote
sick.
that.
Oh, Mason Hole, they got you backside, or did you take off Goofy Foot?
I did, but no,
That's
that
you?
Ain't me. That ain't me.
It says Mason
I
Hole.
made my goofy film, but it was on a way smaller wave.
Okay, I was thinking, wow,
No, I didn't go. I'm not.
you actually are that good. Look at him. He's going
No.
right, left foot, and regular foot.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah.
I was trying.
Anything else you want to talk about, Makua, before we end the podcast?
These two kooks dropping in on me.
Extra points for you way in the back. Extra points.
I was the kook this year dropping in, but it was fun. It's it's just talk story. Anytime you want me back and there's other things we could talk about. You know what I really want us to do
Yeah.
is, because I know you don't mind the WSL. You know, I know you guys are kind of boys, so they'll probably be down with it. But
Are we?
for show purpose, they are.
Yeah.
But we need to sit here and do the commentary for the pipe contest.
Dude, that would be
Me,
sick.
you, and Mace. Are you in the pipe
That'd be
contest?
insane. No.
Are you in?
No.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We don't even care what they say already.
We could watch their live and
do our
broadcast
own.
over their whole event.
Would that not be the best one?
I think it'd be
We
absolutely
can kick
amazing.
back up. If we're not gonna surf anyway, we'll just watch it from here. We'll set up and we'll take over.
We'll talk shit and have a good day.
We'll just tell the truth. It'll even be better.
Insightful.
We don't have a script to stick to.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like
off
it.
the script.
No, thank you guys. I know I see the counter over there. It said, the time went off and it said, please hurry up.
It was
No, I'm just joking.
I felt like the guys behind the screen, Tucker and Liam, were trying to pressure us to get out of here, but I felt like it just started heating up, and like it's like we're saying, like we should fire this thing back up.
I feel like
soon.
we started it so hot. I was almost freaking nervous. I'm like, bro, this is the gold right here. We're like 15 seconds in and we got gold, bro. And then it just went perfect.
It could go
Like,
forever.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's because when you tell it like it is, really like it is,
It's good.
people are going to feel it. And if there's something, a platform that I got that I can say, yeah, and I'll say it clear as day. I fucked up bad a lot of the times. I created a lot of chaos, a lot of problems, a lot of hurt for a lot of people. And for that, I'm truly sorry. And I really want to see what I can do with platforms like this to show, and not even to do it. I mean, I just lost 30 pounds, best shape of my lives.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sober. I'm ready to take over the world in a way that maybe has never been done before and help the world become a better place by creating communities that uplift the world around him. And so thank you guys for having me here today. I'll always be grateful for the two of you and the inspiration that you've given to me, because without absolute nut jobs like you two guys,
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to be who I am today, because I look up to you folks. For competition, I mean, Mason is a savage. I mean, you have this innate nature about you to compete, and I think it's amazing. And so do you, Jamie. I mean, I really think it comes from us having to compete for life when we were younger. We did not have the life you really wanted. It was the one we had. We did what we had to do, and it was a competition every day to get to where we're at. So, yeah, thank you guys for the inspiration and being different and showing me the way that forward. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Thank you.
Right back at you, Coup Dog.
Yeah, I mean, here it is. We just heard from the 2015 Big Wave World Champion, won Sunset, won all the biggest and best events, and new album dropping this month, and we're super psyched for you, bro.
We'll be dropping a new song every 5 weeks this year.
Sick. Stay
every
tuned.
5 weeks. And I have to stay accountable to that, because I'm going to come here and talk shit and not do it.
He just said it.
So, Jimmy Messer out there, my record exec, remember that 5 weeks. We got a challenge, but more than anything, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you watching, because you guys really help us do what we do, and to engage with us, to watch the shows, to show the love, and sit there and listen to us for hours and hours, day after day, watch, Jamie's things for years. And it really is because of you folks out there that we get to do this, and we love to do this. And that's why I think we do it to the best of our ability. So thank you guys more than anything out there watching. This one's for all of you folks.
Yeah, next release, January 10th, featuring Wiz Khalifa, bro. Congratulations, Makua. You're the man, bro. I'm gonna be on Spotify, Apple. I'm gonna be listening to this. Is there a music video with it too?
Music video too.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah.
What? This is gonna be legit.
Where's my phone at? I can show you right now.
Oh, we'll wait. Make sure, January 10th, Makua's new album. Every 5 weeks, he's dropping a new song. Check him out. Support him. This guy's doing amazing things, and I'm proud of you. Proud to call
Thank you so much.
My good friend and one of my best friends from childhood days.
Oh, thank both of you guys. And it's going to be cool. Clear the Air, once again, comes out January 10th. 5 weeks later, I got a song you guys are not going to want to miss. It talks about a lot of the stuff I talked about on here, and where I was at and who I was. And it's going to be fun. So thank you guys very much for watching.
All right. Yeah, Mace. Yeah, Makua.
Yeah, JV. Yeah, Coup.
Don't forget, click the link right here to subscribe and right here to watch more podcasts. Appreciate you guys. Peace and love. Late.